Alrighty guys, we're back for some Gruul mid-range, and this is a Streets of New Capenna standard build. We're going to go over the deck, then hop right into some normal play mode. But first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Redcat, and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to you guys. Also, we do have that Discord, which is still relatively new. If you're interested in joining it, there's a link in the description. Okay, what do we got in the deck here? This Gruul mid-range is actually based a little bit around Manaform Hellkite, so that'll be pretty fun. I feel like there's a bunch of different ways to put together a Gruul mid-range build right now, and this is just one of the many. So if you guys have an awesome Gruul mid-range build you'd like to share, that Discord is the perfect place to do it, by the way. Okay, so we got 4 Voltage Surge because it's amazing removal and works well in a deck that produces treasures. We got 4 Dragon's Fire. There's not a whole lot of dragons in here, but enough to say that this is worth it. And even if you don't see a dragon, it still does 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. So, I mean, that's something. Black Market Tycoon. This is a 2-drop 2/2 with Gruul colors. At the beginning of your upkeep, Black Market Tycoon deals 2 damage to you for each treasure you control. Let's hopefully we don't have to worry about that, right? Worst comes to worst, we can just pop the treasures before it deals the damage anyways, but yeah. The second ability here is why it's here. You can tap it to create a treasure token, and this could consistently give us targets to sacrifice for the Voltage Surge, but it could also work beautifully with our Goldspan Dragon, which, spoiler alert, yeah, Goldspan's in here. We have 2 Shatterskull Smashing. I'm going to drop this in the mana base. 4 Fable of the Mirror Breakers because, yeah, you know, it's a red deck, and at this point, we kind of have to have Fable, don't we? It's just way too good right now. We have 2 Chandra Dressed to Kill. So even though it's not mono red, I think Chandra is going to be pretty good in here. It helps us ramp, like a turn 4 Goldspan is no joke, but then also that second ability, exile the top card of your library. If it's red, you may cast it this turn. That could come in handy too. There's not too many cards that you can hit off the top that just won't work. I mean, other than land too, but yeah. I think Chandra is going to be pretty solid in this build. We have 4 Manaform Hellkites. Let's go. Finally playing with Manaform again. It's a 4-drop 4/4 flying dragon. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create an XX red dragon illusion creature token with flying and haste, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast that spell. Exile that token at the beginning of the next end step. So I love this dragon so much. I feel like it's just looking for a home, but we'll see, because man, can it be aggressive. Holy cow. And there are plenty of spells that are going to get us those dragon illusions, and we'll go over the main one in just a second. We have a couple Hal and Als in here because this card is kind of like the bridge between aggro and mid-range. Like, it works well in both. I think we mostly see Hal and Al in aggro decks, but I think it's going to be beautiful in here too. Only 2 though. It is legendary, and it's not going to work with Manaform, except giving Manaform haste in the later turns too. That could be really fun. Either way, we have 4 Goldspan Dragons, yep, treasures, and being able to make the treasures tap for 2 mana of any one color off of the Black Market Tycoon could be huge for us. We have 4 Burn Down the House, so this is going to work wonders with Manaform Hellkite. So I want you guys to imagine this line of play. We're somewhere in the mid-game, which is where mid-range wants to be. We copy a Manaform Hellkite with a reflection of Kiki Jiki, and then we drop a Burn Down the House and create 3 1/1 Red Devil tokens, and now we get 2 Dragon Illusions with Flying Haste 5/5, and now we're just swinging in for a ton of damage. Man, that sounds like fun. And I don't think it's going to be too hard to pull off, honestly. We're going to be able to have a lot of open mana. Like, yeah, that all cost a ton of mana, but we have a lot of ramp in the deck already with the Black Market Tycoon and the Goldspan, so, and the Chandra technically, so. Anyways, on the very top end here, we have a couple Titan of Industries because we're running green, and it's a mid-range build, so Titan of Industry. It's just too good not to have on the top end. Turntimber Symbiosis, a 7-mana sorcery. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield. We have a ton of great creatures to hit off of this, and then if it has mana value 3 or less, it enters the battlefield with 3 additional +1/+1 counters on it. Then you put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So if you don't hit a Goldspan or a Titan of Industry or a Manaform, and you just end up hitting a Black Market Tycoon, it still ends up hitting the board as a 5/5 with those 3 counters. So that seems pretty good to have in here, but it's still going to be a land most of the time. So I'm going to drop it in the mana base. In the mana base, we do have 3 Den of the Bugbear, Crucible of Defiance, a Who Endures, a single Lair of the Hydra, as well as our dual land, and 2 Temple of the Dragon Queens, because, yeah, we do have 8 dragons in here. I think this is going to be worth having, especially since Titan of Industry. It does take 3 green to cast, and so on games that when you're not seeing treasures, which is going to be rare, then Temple of the Dragon Queen might actually help us fix our mana. It's also just a great land that gets overlooked, and some of you guys pointed it out too, that it's just an overlooked land overall. So that's that, guys. We do got some honorable mentions over here, a ton of them actually. Orb of the Dragonkind, not enough dragons in the build, but if you do push it for more dragons, then Orb of the Dragonkind could be cool. Speaking of more dragons, Atsushi would totally work in this deck. Go for it. Leyline Tyrant, same concept. I really wanted to go the Manaform route for this one though. And Moonveil Regent, same concept. I wanted Manaform in this deck. Inferno of the Star Mounts is a great top end creature that could totally replace Titan of Industry, but at that point you might as well just go like mono red mid range with dragons, or yeah, mono red dragons at that point. But it's still a great card. It has haste. It works with the Turntimber Symbiosis very well too, and also the Dragon's Fire. And again, if you're going this route, then Orb of the Dragonkind could be really cool too. Reckless Stormseeker is a great card to have before drop-in Manaform, being able to give, you know, turn 3 Reckless Stormseeker, turn 4 Manaform, swing in the air for a 4/4 is still pretty good, but there's tons of removal right now anyways, tons of spot removal. A little combo like that just doesn't seem to matter as much right now, so no Reckless Stormseeker this time round. Reckoner Bankbuster, yeah, this would totally work in here. I couldn't find room for it though, but it's definitely something to consider, especially since it helps you draw more cards and then eventually gets you treasure and the pilot and all that other fun stuff. It's a pretty solid card, guys. It's really good actually, but I couldn't find room for it this time round. Okay, guys, hopefully I went over the deck well enough. Trying to think if there's anything else. Not really. We're trying to swing in the mid game with a Manaform Hellkite and our other chunky creatures, and yeah, I think it's going to work out nicely, honestly, but we'll see. Let's go ahead, take it into some normal play mode, and see how it does. We'll see if we can get right into the first match here. I noticed after the most recent update that the menus have been just a little bit faster. Has anyone else noticed that? Like, did they fix something with the menus loading? They might have. They might have, and maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just clicking through it faster too. Yeah, we got right into that first match for some good luck, but it didn't work out for yesterday's video, so we'll see. See if we get good luck this time round. Okay, Chandra. Shatterskull's tempting here. Shatterskull's tempting. I'm doing it. Enters tapped. We need a lot of mana for this build, and worst comes to worst, if we end up just drawing a lot of mana, we have the Fable of the Mirrorbreaker already, so play this out on green and probably go, yeah, probably Fable. No 5-drop to ramp into here. Oh, that can't survive. I don't like lifelink one bit. Submit 0. Go green. Chandra is pretty good though. If we do draw, no, it's fine. This is pretty. Everything's pretty good. Everything's pretty good here. Like Halandao's probably a lot better than Manaform next turn. Meat Hook for 2. Not a bad play from the opponent at all. Making sure we don't get that ramp is probably pretty important. I'm gonna ditch one Howland Owl, and I like both Manaforms here, so that's that. Okie dokies. Let's get the Howland Owl down and prepare ourselves for a hasty Manaform. We have no idea what the opponent's playing at this point. Meat Hook for 3. Well, hope you have a couple more meat hooks in your hand, because we got more stuff to play. So Chandra is better after this, and we can play the pathway on red pretty safely here, since we have the Who Endures as the third green for a Titan. Okay, some spot removal for Manaform. I expect that there's going to be another one then. Another piece of spot removal. Turntimber, wow. Wow, okay. Tempting. Tempting. Who Endures can hit the meat hook if they're gaining too much. I think we actually play Who Endures this turn. Yeah, it feels like more spot removal, doesn't it? Either way, we're going to attempt more damage this turn, because if it really is more spot removal, then yeah, they just save themselves 2 damage instead. We could have just swung in with the reflection. So I am going to play out the Who Endures, because now if we draw a land off the top, yeah, the opponent's really whittled us down here. A couple meat hooks, 2 vanishing verses. Yeah, that's pretty tough. I'd love to see a land off the top, but Chandra could get us there, but it just takes an extra turn. That's good too. That's good. How do we want to do this? Dropped the good game. Okay, opponent. Okay. Good game. I wonder what was in their hand. So I was thinking it through a little bit, because there were a couple different options, but it's not like we had a creature land here. So one thing we could have done, no, see, that would have been bad too. So I think it was just going to be Chandra, Black Market Tycoon regardless. That way we can ramp into the Turntimber next turn off the Chandra or the Tycoon, so they would have had to remove both of those, and we just would have swung with Reflection. I was trying to think if there was any fancy plays though, but yeah, opponent didn't want to play it out. GG. That was good. Overall, our deck had a lot, like, it just kind of drops a lot on the table that the opponent has to deal with, and if they don't deal with it, then it can run away with the game. Like those 2 Manaforms, if they didn't remove those, I mean, that was just going to be huge damage, and the Howland Owl too. Okay, so depending on what they do here, we're probably looking at a Shatterskull on turn 1, although the both of these would work. Oh, we go first. Oh, that's good. That's excellent. Yeah, we'll go Shatterskull here. We might end up playing that out too. Okay. Temple. We're gonna get this out on green and get the Black Market Tycoon down. Start helping us ramp. Whoa, nice. And we could go Fable, we could drop Temple this turn, Dragon's Fire to take out their ramp. I think Dragon's Fire is going to come in handy, though. Okay. So, while we can, we're going to go this on green? Green. And let's get Fable down. And the reason it's okay to just spend that treasure is because, yeah, we don't want to take damage off the Tycoon anyways. Yeah, we want to get the temple down. Like, since there's no guarantee that we draw a dragon, want to make sure we get that tapped land out of the way. And Turntimber can always come down untapped if we need to as well. Nice, dropping the chariot. That's pretty scary. That's pretty scary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, just 1 mana short. Opponent is holding this open. I think they might not know that they are the ones holding this right now. That happens sometimes. Whenever, like, because the only thing holding it, there they go, okay. Burn down the house. Wow, okay, that could be good. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Honestly, burn down the house is probably... Let's get rid of the Turntimber. The Dragon's Fire could be so good. And I don't want to get rid of Titan, because we're so close to casting it. Halana, okay. Okay. That's interesting. That's very, very interesting. So we'll have Dragon's Fire open. But we accept a double block. If that's what they want to do. Well, maybe we don't accept it. Because, yeah, we can tap this for a treasure. We'll have 2 open for Dragon's Fire. But I also don't want to use Dragon's Fire on just like a 2/2 cat or something. Especially when we could ramp right into Titan of Industry next turn. They go for the double block, and yeah, like I said, we just kind of accept that. Makes burn down the house a little bit worse, but that's honestly pretty good for us. I'm just double checking to make sure we can do that as an instant speed. Is it gonna be worth taking the 4 damage? It really depends what they end up playing here. Old Growth Troll. Yeah, Dragon's Fire can't even hit that, unfortunately. Gonna power up Chariot to swing in, most likely. And we could double block, but I think giving haste to our Titan of Industry is gonna be much better. So we just take the 4, and then another 4 from the Black Market Tycoon, which, yeah, actually, we could block. We'll chump, and then 1 blocker. And then we'll totally... We could take it out, too. Crap, there's too many options, guys. There's too many options. We're just gonna let this happen. Because now we don't take 8 damage, first of all. And we could draw an untapped land. Oh, that's so bad. Alright, at least we have something to do. If we don't draw an untapped land. It's not an untapped land. But it's good. We also have burn down the house if we wanted to. Just kind of ridiculous, isn't it? Keep the Dragon's Fire open. This has first strike too, so if they power up Chariot again, there are way too many options for me right now. Like, it's too early, guys. Okay, let's swing on in, because we are attempting to go Titan of Industry next turn, so we don't... Yeah. Can you guys imagine Titan of Industry copy with Reflection next turn? Like, if this works out, this is crazy. So, anyways, Dragon's Fire is an instant, so we can go first strike damage and drop the Dragon's Fire to kill it and save the Hallandal. Then we're going to give haste to the Titan of Industry. Also, if they get too greedy here, like, this needs to be a Blizzard Brawl. But you'd think they would do it early. Like, they would do it before the swing. They have 2 mana open, actually. A Snakeskin Veil would be really bad. They draw. Guys, hear me out. I realize that I should have done this before the draw, but I'm going to take damage here. Because a Snakeskin Veil would absolutely ruin our plans. And yeah, we should have done this beforehand. Oh, it wasn't a Snakeskin Veil. That's fine. We're taking 8. Yeah, we should have done it before they got to draw with the pack leader, but I kind of changed my plan there. Okay, alright, here we go. My turn. Come on, land. Ah, crap. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. It would have been sick to copy this with the... Man, that burn down the house is so tempting. Yeah, it would have been sick to copy this, but it's okay. We go probably Rhino and 5 life, right? Swing on in. Maybe save it as a blocker, actually. We don't know what kind of removal the opponent's actually rocking. Yeah, me banking off of untapped land 2 turns in a row was pretty risky. There was that block earlier, but then we ended up not taking 8 damage. Oh, unnatural growth, mono green, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Okay, we are forced to block here. Oh. Oh? Okay, there you go. So 1 mana open. So if it is a Snakeskin Veil, we would die if we don't block. So we start with a block on the pack leader and Halana, because yeah, the trample's rough, and what Reflection does is copies the Titan next turn and just kind of wins us the game. So that's the blocks. Down to 4. Titan of Industry. Looking spicy. Good game. Good game, opponent. Yeah, I could have played that much better. Okay, I gotta say it right now. This deck is going to require practice. There are like 1,000 things, and sometimes you can pick up a deck and you're just like, yep, this is how it plays. This is what we gotta do. This is what we're probably gonna draw. This one's gonna require practice. Unless you're used to playing decks like this, I guess I'm not. So far so good though. There's a lot of power packed into the deck. There just seems to be better ways of playing out the cards, if that makes sense. No ramp. Oh, come on guys, we'll draw a 3rd land. We'll draw a 3rd land. I believe there's 26 potential land in the build, so the odds that we'll draw a 3rd land by the time we gotta play out Fable is pretty high. Plus we have some removal until then. We go first again, which is pretty big. Tenacious Underdog. Yeah, okay. Decline. Yeah, we'll kill it. Make them pay for it. Nice, there we go. So like I said, we could play this on red. We could play it on green safely too. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Yeah, that makes sense to me. The ward cost on that is what? 1? Discard. Burn down the house. I would love to see a 4th mana. Burn down the house is actually pretty good against a deck like this, but yeah, I think the spot removals are going to be a little better. Okay. So we could swing and just drop Halana and let them have this for a turn, or we could go, we could swing and go Voltage Surge, but I think it's going to be Dragon's Fire here. Reveal a dragon. Yes, I'm sure. Reveal Goldspan and pay the extra. Resolve. Yes, auto pay. Okay, yeah, we want to get rid of that, and then we have Voltage Surge open on their turn. But also next turn, if we don't play Voltage Surge without drawing a land, we could go into Goldspan. That's a Wandering Emperor if I've ever seen one. So let's go with Hal and Al here and copy a token for extra. Hal and Al. No, yeah, this is tough. Everything about this deck has been tough so far. Maybe I'm just not... Maybe my brain isn't ready for... Oh, make disappear. Okay. Well, at least we get a swing here. Now we have a Voltage Surge open for actually hitting for something for 4 too. Lol, bro. The burn down the house. I haven't seen these. Oh, GG. GG, opponent. I don't know why they did that at all, honestly. The Loth was a great drop for them. They knew we had Goldspan, and a double block from the spiders into Goldspan would have been good. Oh, we had 6 mana though, so we could have copied the Goldspan with Reflection, got even more treasure. Honestly, I don't know. Yeah, we could have Voltage Surged one of the spiders to save the actual Goldspan, but they didn't know we had Voltage Surge. I'm trying to tell myself why they conceded, but I actually just have no clue there. Because either way, I think Loth was a pretty good drop for a turn. Well, 100% win rate so far, looking good, looking spicy. I'm telling you guys, this is a hard one to play, and it maybe, like I said, maybe it's just me though. Maybe it's just today too. Maybe I'm just not playing things out, or my brain just isn't telling me what to play things, or how to play things correctly. I don't know. All right, it's an all right hand. It's an all right one. We might actually save Shatterskull back this time. Well, we might have... Yeah, no. Just Den is 100% fine. Magda. Ooh, okay. Yeah, we can't let that survive, can we? I don't think we can let Magda survive there. We have Dragon's Fire open. Rockfall comes down next turn. We actually get to keep Shatterskull Smashing this time round. Oh, nice. Sure, we'll hit it. We'll hit it. As long as we're removing creatures, like, it's pretty good, you know? Get Chandra down for some ramp next turn into that Goldspan that we drew. Great draw. They really want to kill Chandra here. Really great draw. This pathway can safely come down on green. Chariot, okay. Shatterskull is pretty far from hitting both of those. Voltage Surge is good. Let's play this on green. Yeah. I think we just go ahead and do this. I think they end up actually swinging at Chandra. We'll see what ends up happening, though. Like, we could just take out a cat now so they can't go Chariot, but they could also just play a creature from their hand, too. So, I think maybe keeping Voltage Surge open is better. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, let's keep it open. I think the odds of them playing a creature from hand could be pretty good. This looks like a pretty powerful Gruul build, guys. I don't know. So far, pretty solid cards on the opponent's side. See if we can keep up with this. If they end up just powering up... Okay, so they might have their own Goldspan here, see? Like this. This Voltage Surge might come in handy, but we'll have to give them treasure and everything. Okay, Professional Facebreaker. Woo, buddy, that is... Okay, another Magda. Okay. Let's hit the Magda before they can power up the Chariot. Oh, can they... Do we not have priority? Crap. Crap. Alright, that's okay. That's okay. So they probably swing at Chandra. But they also want treasure from the Facebreaker, so we can actually stop that from happening. See, they're going for that treasure. Oh, they're going for a lot of treasure here. To Shatterskull. Oh, man. Only hits 2 of the creatures next turn. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I guess we'll take out the one that's going to generate them more treasure this turn. Submit 0. It does suck. We could save the Chandra, but if we stop them from getting a 3rd treasure, then like we could stop like another Briarbridge tracker or something. I think it's better to stop their ramp than to save the Chandra. And maybe I'm wrong, but we're not taking damage here. Chandra did their job, like was able to actually ramp us into that Goldie. Uh-oh, if this is a Voltage Surge though, yeah, we'll only be able to... Ooh, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. We can still Shatterskull the... Not as much. Could actually power up Den, swing in, but it's not looking great for us now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Could hit Magda and Facebreaker. Might as well. Yeah. X is 4. Shows the importance of Shatterskull in a build like this, huh? But now they can't power up Chariot. And it's going to come down to their top deck because they don't have any creature land either. There's no point in actually using Facebreaker's ability here because they wouldn't have mana to cast it out. So let's hope they just draw a land. It kind of some weird plays in there. Like they would have had that extra treasure if we would have... Okay, Crucible. Power up the Den, start swinging on in because we got some damage. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna play Crucible as a land. Gonna play it as a land because we have plenty of cards that need a lot of mana. Another Chariot off the top. Okay, we gotta rip some fire too. Yep. They can keep the one that actually was on the board so they can power it up to copy another cat. Yep, we really got to get going, guys. Now that cat can go ahead and block the Den of the Bugbear. Okay, burn down the house. Yeah. Well, they're at 7. They're at 7. We're at 12. If they power up Chariot, do we just go for the swing here instead of the board wipe? Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. That's a risky play, bro. So they can block this, but they don't know what's in our hand. So it could be a Spikefield Hazard. Which I don't know if I would have blocked there, but we'll see if that ends up working out for them. So whatever they do now, they have to win because we power up Den, or they have to save blockers back. Yeah, because we power up Den. Gonna need more than 3 blockers. They need something in their hand here. Because all of these, if they get blocked, they ping face, and then Den blocks. No, that's still only 3. Oh. Or we could just draw. Yeah, 3 blockers would have technically done it because they could block Den and the 1/1, but burn down the house is just a nail in the coffin. So the opponent still needs something here. Man, there's a reason we're running 4 burn down the house. Holy cow. I'm so glad I didn't get punished for going on the aggressive there. Yeah, right? Because, yeah, Den, the 1/1. GG opponent. Yeah, the den would have been blocked by a cat. The 1/1 generated by the den would have been blocked by a cat. And then 3 would have gone through, putting them down to 1. And then they could have swung in next turn, so we technically needed that. Other words, we were about to have to save blockers back, so yeah, we got there. It's fine. Everything's fine. Sometimes the decks just actually want you to win, which is nice. Let's see if we can round up the evening with 100% win rate. We'll see. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm not playing very well overall, but you never know. We might get there. 5 victories in a row is probably worthwhile thinking about ranked. So we go first here, but I think we're going to draw land. There is so much land in the deck. Even if we don't, turn 3 Black Market Tycoon is fine. We get ramp off the Black Market Tycoon at least to go into Chandra, which also ramps us. Like, sometimes it's just not worth. Yeah, sometimes it's just not worth the mulligan, because how often do you just get a worse hand? Like, pretty often, huh? And then you're only allowed keeping 6 of them, and it's like, ugh. So if you can see a path through with that opening hand, then it's fine. Like, you can have some hope. Another Tycoon. I don't know if this is gonna land, but it's definitely worth trying. Jwari Disruption would suck, but I haven't seen a Jwari in a long time. Make Disappear, now that's a card we're seeing a lot more of. Yeah, poor Manaform. It was worth the shot. Rafine, okay. The Dragon's Fire doesn't hit it because we don't have a dragon. However, Voltage Surge was a very good draw, wasn't it? We can activate ability. We need 1 extra mana to pull this off, so we can't go Chandra this turn. So, Voltage Surge. Yes, I am sure. Submit 1. Ward 1. Resolve. Rough. It's rough. Don't underestimate Ward, guys. It's a rough time because we weren't really able... You want to take that out as soon as you can with a deck like this, though. Goldspan. We'll activate this because I plan to ramp with it even if we take a couple here. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh no, guys. A lot of answers on the opponent's side. This is going to be a bit of a longer match, isn't it? Hopefully not. I'm almost 40 minutes into the video. Okay, Chandra's back to the hand here, and I think it was definitely worth the ramp on the Tycoon. Another, oh no. Oh no, they're going for the damage too. Oh, they're not playing around. Very, very scary. Can we just like, do we get to keep this? I'm tempted to not go Goldspan this turn. I don't think we get to keep this as the phases change, right? But we could also go right now, get rid of Rafine. And then we have the extra mana from that too. And then we can tap it down for another treasure. It's kind of crazy, actually, to think about. That's actually kind of crazy. Crazy line of play. Okay, Chandra comes down. And it will go ahead and beckon the swings to make us survive an extra turn. They don't know we have another Chandra, so they might just swing face, honestly. They seem to be going for it. Woo, buddy, we need to see a burn down the house. That is not good, guys. That is not good. Because that locks down. Okay, they go... Yep, burn down the house off the top. Hey, we're saving ourselves a turn here. Chandra did end up saving us a little bit of extra. Okay, Dragon's Fire doesn't hit the All-Seeing. Goldspan is not strong enough here. Uh-oh, guys. Uh-oh. Unfortunately, it's always the 5th match. Not always, but whenever we're going for the 100% victory in a video, it's usually the final one. Yeah, we can't hit the All-Seeing. It's rough. We could go the other Chandra, but it definitely dies here. But that also might mean we get an extra turn. If they end up swinging down, too. Let's go the other Chandra. I realize that first ping isn't doing anything, but we're trying to get the damage away from our face. If they swing in with the All-Seeing, then at least we can actually attempt the Goldspan next turn. And what's happening? We're trying to buy enough time to actually draw that burn down the house. And opponent might not fall for it this time. Yeah, they're going face this time for sure. Yeah, because like we're getting so dangerously low. Also, if they have any amount of removal to keep open, they should keep it open. Like a Wandering Emperor or anything like that. They just want to pass the turn here. They go Kaito, and they still have a white source. They have all their sources open if need be. So it sure feels like removal, right? We'll see. Turntimber. Okay. We could check for it off the top, which is what I'm gonna do. What do you got for me, Chandra? Find that card. Find that card for me. Voltage Surge. That doesn't hit the All-Seeing since they put the counter on it from the Luminarch. I think this one's gonna be the opponent's, guys. Uh-oh. We have one open there. The Goldspan can block in the air, but what's that gonna do, you know? That's pretty boring, honestly. Okay. I guess we just give it to the opponent. Well, we could block. Let's see what ends up happening here. Cause yeah, make disappear. Yeah, cause it's not like it's guaranteed to actually hit. So we'll have this enter tapped. Drop the good game. The opponent really had it there. There were a few plays where it's very expensive to remove creatures with ward, and so that slows you down a lot. Kind of lags you behind a little bit, so that way you're playing your cards one turn later. And the All-Seeing, this card is underplayed, guys. Could you imagine a locked down board state? This would just completely deplete our creatures, and it works beautifully with all the connive and everything like that too. 80% total win rate over here in normal play mode. Take it with a grain of salt. I got lucky quite a few times. I didn't play it out that well either, honestly. There was probably even a better way to play that last match too, so I don't know. It was pretty fun though. We didn't get to pop off with Manaform because the opponents just play too much removal, and so actually having a Manaform stay on the board is very tough. But if you guys give the deck a try, then let me know how it goes. This is one of those cards though, like, you know, only spend your wild cards if you think you're going to be playing janky builds, because we don't know if Manaform Hellkite is actually going to like see any competitive play. We don't know what the next set looks like at all, and I think Manaform Hellkite might belong in more jankier builds, but at the same time, if dragons make any appearance, then it's pretty good. And it's also pretty good just in general on its own without other dragons. Goldspan's rotating out, all that fun stuff. It's a very expensive deck that I personally wouldn't take the time to craft unless you know for a fact that you're gonna love it. And yeah, a lot of cards are rotating out here, so either way, guys, hey, if you made it this far into the video, y'all are champions, and I super duper appreciate you. Oh, what would I change with the deck? Not a lot. It actually ended up doing quite well, didn't it? I don't know what I would change. You guys let me know what you would end up changing in the comments down below, but either way, I will see you in the next video.